Covered with ribbons and bones, the dog wakes up again and again, with the same dream about the love affair between the sun and the moon, where they carry each other's pictures in their wallets. The dog licks everything the dog sees to mark the returning of the light.
A white room, a white chair, a white cloth. The blind sculptor reading my cards at a white table, and she says,
Shave the ribs, clear the area, make room for somebody to write epics of underworld rescues over your ribs, using the bones as stepping stones.
She's standing on the point where the river meets the ocean, with a wish in each hand. I ask her which one she's going to choose, and she says,
It doesn't matter, they're both the same. And every time you remember me, the moon gets a little bit bigger.
The siren who's protecting her door was reading the lines on my face, and said there was good news.
But it's strange,
She said,
those flighty ones. Those are the ones who know the least about flying, because anyone who knows about flight knows the first you have to learn how to fall.
Woke up to a braid of hair tangled in a blue cloth that smelled like the ocean, heading back to the sea, trying to see how long I can pretend these things don't matter anymore.
The thing about waking up into a dream where you're underwater is that uncanny feeling that you never did leave there.
La Bruja del Cobre is complaining about the cold, and wishing we had more of that soup I made for her a long time ago. She's reading the blood running parallel to the bones in my hands.
Everyone has their own alchemy, art, love, or money.
She says,
And yours is love, but you knew that already. For other people, it's art.
She is looking at my forehead and remembering something.
For other people, maybe, there's a difference. Orpheus, if we don't act like this is a war, then maybe it won't be one. Can we stop acting like this is a war?
He couldn't remember if he was going down or up, but either way this was deeper. There was the sound of wild dogs circling, and he could feel the marks she left on his back start to burn again. When hunger is sustained this long, it becomes something else, becomes part of the pulse, becomes a gash or a glimpse into the eye of a goddess who is always reigning.
She said that when the floor of the desert looks like the moon, when snakes fall from people's mouths when they speak, children's hands are hiding birds and dogs are disguising themselves as trees. You're closer to the moon than you think. And there's an ocean under your tongue, so remember when everything hurts, the opposite is also true.
My feet keep getting tangled in all the seaweed that threads its way through a year. And when I see bigger waves on the horizon, I start to panic, because I don't think I can run fast enough. The woman with scales on her legs keeps telling me that the threads are there to keep me from running in the first place. That's how it happened to her. Dog wakes up barking. Dog stands at the foot of the bed and licks my feet because she is ironic. Dog says,
I am the sea and the mountain. I am the fox and the wolf, the butter and the churn, the honey and the fingers, and you are more than you were when you fell asleep. The sun is staring at the moon for a long time, then says, You look very familiar.
The moon says, Stop it, I'm not playing that with you again. When I open the door, 2011 is standing there, salt water dripping from her hair.
Just give me one more night,
She says, and I should say no, but I can't.
Five witches standing around me chewing on leaves with wild dogs in their eyes. They mark the ground with an 8. I'm asking,
When did we go into the forest? And they're answering,
When did you ever leave? Fistful of feathers and a moon that pulls at the living and the dead, we never get over the reeling and mysteries of birth. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
The ground outside my door is covered on the morning after a vinegar moon, half-used love spells, branches coated with white chalk, and a small piece of chain. Like spring coming without warning, I'm not yet packed but already leaving.
The moon is up later than anyone, waiting to see the sun. A thunder drum, buried in the back of her throat, and 1,000 kinds of courage gathering at the center of her rivers.
Things I still love in 2012. Butter, hysteria, mystical experience, devious stares, dark corners, blue lights, fearlessness, papaya, the cycles of nature and memory, the moon, impossibly spicy food, sitting in the dark, and cream.
I had a dream that Abelard and Heloise were alive right now, and she wanted him, but she remembered what happened last time, and all she could do was send him new wallpapers to decorate his room in Cityville.
He woke up to a starry sky with no trace of the moon. She left without saying goodbye, he thought, unaware that she had burned herself into his shoulder over the course of 280 sleepless nights.